Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Adam here with Indie Farm Life. I have a question for you. Have you heard of a kindling cracker? If you have, I'm guessing you probably own one. And if you haven't and you found this video, you're probably going to buy one. This is one of the simplest tools I've ever seen, but yet so effective at what it does. I'll give you guys a quick once-over of this before I show it in action. Like I said, pretty simple design, made out of cast iron. Stamped on here that it was designed in New Zealand and I believe it's manufactured in Australia. Yep, also stamped on here. But you got a ring around the top where you put your piece of firewood and you take a dead blow and just hit it on top of the wood and split it down over this maul here. These open channels here are supposed to help the wood push through and reduce friction, so it takes less force than an axe to split kindling. Oh, one other thing I failed to mention, it does have two holes here in the bottom, so you can bolt it onto a round. I am yet to mount mine because I like to take it from my barn up to the house and back and forth. But I may have to buy a second one of these, they're pretty awesome. This is the standard version. They do sell an XL version. This top ring is 6.5 inches in diameter. The XL version I believe is 10.5 inches. I'm not sure that's really necessary unless you're trying to actually split firewood with it, because this works great for kindling. Let's give it a go. A good dead blow hammer is really the only other thing you need. Well, other than firewood. You can see there it's some decently hard stuff and still not too bad at all. You could really knock a lot of kindling out pretty quick with one of these. And so an axe works, right? You guys have done that for years, or people have done that for years, generations rather. But what's nice about this is it takes the axe out of it. You're just using a hammer. So maybe this could be one of your kids' chores. Hey, go crack some kindling for us. You don't have to worry about them cutting off their toe. Or let's say you maybe lighting a fire for the family around the holidays. And you've had a little bit too much Christmas cheer in your cup. And getting the axe out isn't the best idea right now. This is actually kind of therapeutic. I could do this for a couple hours, easy. But as these pieces get smaller too, man, it's taking little to no effort at all. The hammer's doing all the work. So in a matter of a few minutes, I've taken one piece of wood and turned it into some fantastic kindling, which is what I've thrown my fire over here, and you can hear it popping behind me. Just to be thorough, here's an axe. And so there's two ways you could do it. You could swing it full force to get this to split, or you could use the dead blow and hit the back of the axe and just kind of mimic what I was just doing there a moment ago. It's already a little bit more difficult, as you can see that the piece of wood wants to wobble on me. So that's an option, right? But that piece isn't fully split. I can't actually hit the axe because I'm hitting the wood. Falls over, tear it apart. Or the alternative would be just to swing it every time, which works, right? Pretty quick. Exceedingly more difficult as you get smaller pieces though. A concrete floor would help, right? Then again, if this floor was concrete, you run the risk of your axe hitting the concrete. So this isn't to say you can't do it without a kindling cracker, right? Safety aspect, speed, I like it. You guys like this hole I have here in my barn floor? Groundhogs. You know, another thought I had was for those of you out there who sell firewood, I don't know if you typically sell bundles of kindling along with it or give them away as a competitive advantage, but this was 2 pieces of wood and I've got more than enough to start a fire here. So let's say you had a few pieces of wood in your shop or garage and you just maybe grabbed a cold beverage out of the fridge and sat down with this kindling cracker. You could knock out a bunch of bundles pretty quick. And like I said, whether you give them away as a competitive advantage with each load of firewood, however many bundles you may do, or let's say you actually charge for these. Now, I don't know what your pricing is and how you would price these, but man, you got to think that there's some good money here. Fire's hot. Back to the XL version. Personally, I don't think I'll ever need it. This little guy here, it's impressive. What's it cost? I actually think I paid about $110 for this one, but I just looked at Amazon right now and I think it's $90. I'll throw a link to that down below in the description. I believe Northern Tool also carries this. I'm not sure who else out there does, but like I said, the Amazon link will be below. For 90 bucks, it's definitely worth it. The amount of kindling you can knock out pretty quick, the safety aspect, and quite honestly, it's just easier. Sorry, had to move that. Fire was a little too hot. So whether having this thing commercially to make some money off of it, or just at home because you have firewood and you need kindling for your fires, I would say it's well worth it. Like I said, I might buy a second one just to have one at the house and one out here at the barn. So if any of you out there already have one of these, I'd be curious to know if you had any issues with it. Have any of the attachment points broken on it, or have you seen it get bent or warped over the years from its significant use? I personally don't see, unless you abuse it, how that could ever happen. I'm not saying go get one right now, but go get one right now. Be a nice stocking stuffer. Be one heck of a stocking. Thanks for viewing this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe and come back and see me sometime. This channel is dedicated to everything rural life, whether it's stuff with a tractor and backhoe or oddball items like the kindling cracker here. I just like to take you guys along for the ride. We'll see you on the next one.